Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I rise to support the government's bill, which will amend the Migration Act of 1958 to respond to the recent federal court decision in Pearson and the Minister for Home Affairs. At the outset, this bill concerns the way in which visas can be cancelled for failure to pass the character test, particularly where a visa holder is found to have a substantial criminal record. Deputy Speaker, I support a strong approach to ensure that visa holders that are in Australia uphold the laws of this country and pass a character test to remain here. In Australia, we welcome those who want to come to our great country to study, to work or to move here permanently. However, we also expect that these visa holders are of good character, are people of integrity, of decency and of honour. The Good Character Test, which is currently contained in Section 501 of the Migration Act, has been in place in some form since 1992. It applies to all non-citizens holding or applying for an Australian visa. Part of the test is that we expect that visa holders have not committed serious criminal acts. Under this provision, if the minister or a delegate is not satisfied that a non-citizen passes the character test, they may, and in some cases must, cancel or refuse to grant a visa to the person. Cancellation of a person's visa is mandatory if they are serving a prison sentence and they have a substantial criminal record or have been convicted of sexually based offences involving a child. One of the grounds for determining that a person has a substantial criminal record for the purposes of mandatory visa cancellation is if they have been sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 12 months or more. Recently, in the decision of Pearson, the Federal Court considered whether an aggregate sentence of imprisonment, that is, a single sentence for more than one offence, constituted a term of imprisonment of 12 months or more. The Court found that it did not, and this bill seeks to amend the Migration Act to provide that wherever reference is made to a sentence of imprisonment, it does not matter whether this sentence has been imposed with respect to one offence or multiple offences. This bill, therefore, is a sensible amendment to overcome some anomalies that developed out of the Pearson judgment. This bill will ensure that there is now far more clarity for the minister. As a result of the decision in Pearson, it was reported by The Guardian on the 29th of December last year that up to 100 people had been released from immigration detention after the government lost the Pearson court case. It is noted that this bill will also retrospectively validate decisions affected by the Pearson decision, including validating previous mandatory cancellation decisions of a person's visa. Deputy Speaker, protection of our borders, protection of our national security is fundamental to protect the lives and safety of Australians, to maintain Australian sovereignty with our values, institutions and territories intact, and to provide for the longer-term prosperity of our nation. Australia has welcomed people from all around the globe. We are the world's most successful multicultural nation throughout history and throughout the world. In return, we have the right to cancel or refuse visas of those who fail the Good Character Test. Australians expect that in this place we ensure that laws are made and amended where necessary to protect them, to protect our territory and our institutions and ensure the safety of all Australians. The amendment to the Migration Act through this bill will clarify uncertainty that has arisen around the Good Character Test and what constitutes a substantial criminal record. The passing of this bill will assist to ensure clarity around the mandatory cancellation of visas, the minister's powers, and will otherwise assist to restore integrity into our immigration system. The bill confirms that aggregate sentences for criminal offences can be taken into account for all relevant purposes under the Migration Act. Deputy Speaker, for all of the reasons just mentioned, particularly to protect Australians' national security, I commend this bill to the House. Thank you.